Beautiful night for baseball here at Miller Park. It's Friday night, and the top two teams in the National League meet in Game 2 of their series. It's the Phillies and the Brewers, and the Brewer crew give the ball to their hottest pitcher, Sean Markham, who tossed a one-hitter in his last start, looking to get the Brewers back on track against his former teammate, Roy Halladay, who is 16-5 this season, but has had little success in his career against Milwaukee. Hi, everybody. Craig Kashan back with you here on Fox Sports Wisconsin for Game 2. And the Brewers are in search of some offense to back up some very good pitching. The offense has been very quiet over the course of this week, losing Game 1 last night of this homestand. And they look to get a boost from guys like Corey Hart, who had a home run last night and is batting .337 over his last 20 games, 13 home runs from the leadoff position. Ryan Braun is second in the National League in batting at .329, and he's in the title chase because of his impressive numbers over the last 27 games. And then check out these career numbers for Prince Fielder when facing the Phillies. He hopes to add to that total tonight and get the Brewers a victory. Our mound matchup features two former teammates that have excelled for their new teams. B and Rock let us know how they've helped each other.
Is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. By AT&T. And brought to you by Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Toyota territory at Miller Park. Another beautiful night for baseball in America's heartland, and another big crowd expected to see Game 2 of the series with the Phillies. Sean Markham on the mound for Milwaukee. Had a good start against the Phillies his last time around. It's been a while. You got to go all the way back to April 18th. A no decision, went 6 strong in that game, no earned runs. He'll match up against Roy Halladay. Only CC Sabathia has more wins since the 2006 season than the reigning Cy Young Award winner. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Miller Park. Great to have you with us tonight. Looking forward to this matchup here. A great pitching matchup between Markham and Halladay. And, Bill, this is a situation where the Brewers know they're trying to get back to winning ways. They've lost 3 straight. The Phillies have won 4 in a row, and they turn it over to a guy who might win another Cy Young this year.
Another Cy Young, and marching his way to the Hall of Fame, perhaps. I mean, one of the best in the business. Halladay is one of 5 pitchers to win Cy Young Awards in both the National League and the American League, an 8-time All-Star, and has 3 20-win seasons under his belt. He's probably not going to get there this year. He's got 16, but still in all, he's up there in strikeouts and wins and opponent batting average, earned run average. But having said all that, the Brewers have handled him fairly well throughout Halladay's career. He's 1-2 with a 641 earned run average against the Brewers, and the last time out was mid-April. It was his worst start of the year. He gave up 6 runs against Milwaukee.
Well, Sean Markham will match up against Halladay, and Markham's been a guy that has been the ace of the Brewer staff for a lot of the statistical categories, and over his last 6, nobody's been better than Markham.
Does a nice job of keeping runners off base. He hasn't given up an earned run in his last 2 starts, and only 7 earned runs in his last 6, so certainly a guy that you'd like to have out there on the mound. Has never lost to the Phillies. He's 2-0.
Former teammates in Toronto, Markham and Halladay, both firmly entrenched in a pennant race with their respective clubs. A great matchup, and we've got it for you here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Stay with us. Located 60 feet 6 inches from some of the best athletes in the world. It is center stage for the beginning of every play in baseball. Tonight, in a matchup of contrasting styles, the Brewers' most consistent takes on one of baseball's best in what could be the best duel in baseball tonight. And a live wire crowd ready to soak this one in as Sean Markham in his retro Friday gear hits the field for the Brewers on Tony Plush Rally Towel night. They're in full uni up there in the bleachers tonight. As the Brewers and the Phillies get set for Game 2 of this 4-game series, there is Charlie Manuel, who is 9 wins shy of a franchise record for managerial wins in Phillies history, trying to chase down Gene Mauch. What a ball club he has. The Phillies 92-48 this year. And Manuel's batting order with Shane Victorino, Placido Polanco, and Hunter Pence at the top. Ryan Howard back in the starting lineup tonight. He's followed by Ibanez, then Pete Orr. with Carlos Ruiz, Wilson Valdez, and Roy Halladay rounding it out. And there is Sean Markham going after win number 13. Halladay's teammate in Toronto. He learned a lot from Roy Halladay, but pitches in a much different fashion than the good doctor.
Yeah, a lot of off-speed pitches and changeups could be very good against this Phillies lineup. Coming off a great start against the Astros, 7 innings, no runs. Has not allowed an earned run in his last 2 starts.
Yesterday, the Phillies winning 7-2 behind Cole Hamels, who went the distance. And the Brewers have had pitchers go all 9 innings in the last 2 matchups. Chris Carpenter did it on Wednesday, and Hamels last night, as Markham starts Victorino with strike 1. Couldn't ask for a better night for baseball tonight here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ideal conditions here. And they say he went. Greg Gibson, the third base umpire. A swinging strike on Victorino, and it's 0-2. Got the roof wide open. See the moon up there. Not quite a full moon, right, Rock?
No, I got a couple of days.
What kind of gibbous are we in at this point?
Oh, that's a waxing gibbous.
Victorino, a little soft liner out into shallow right center. That'll fall, a base hit. And Victorino, who got it started last night, that big 6-run inning for the Phillies, he is aboard to start the game against Markham. Defensively for Milwaukee, Brian Braun, Niger Morgan, and Corey Hart in the outfield. Casey McGee, Yunieski Betancourt, Taylor Green, and Prince Fielder around the horn. Green getting the start at second. Jonathan Lucroy does the catching. Blaine's Farm and Fleet defense. 2 days away, right, Rock, from a full moon, we're thinking?
A couple. Couple 3,
couple
maybe.
3.
Yep.
Now, hopefully things are going to turn for the Brewers. They could use a tide turning here, as they have lost 3 in a row overall. The Brewers have lost 4 consecutive games at home. Angel Hernandez will call the balls and strikes tonight. The season series between these two teams now all even at 2 games apiece. The Brewers took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia back in April. With 3 games left and a homestand that will bring the Rockies to town next. 4 with the Phillies, then 2 with Colorado before Milwaukee hits the road next week. Philadelphia still without Jimmy Rollins and no Chase Utley. Utley not even in Milwaukee. He's dealing with a concussion, and it's unlikely that he will play in this series. He might not even show up here to Milwaukee this series. Jimmy Rollins is on the active roster, but he is in the Ricky Weeks position right now, only to be used in an emergency. Rollins has been out with a groin injury.
Yeah, big offense for the Phillies last night with 3 of their big bats out of the lineup. Rollins, Utley, and Howard. Ryan Howard with yesterday off, but 7 runs on the board. The guys coming off the bench did a pretty good job in that 6th inning.
Ryan Howard's been nursing a sore foot. Got some pain in his Achilles, a little bursitis. So Charlie Manuel able to give him the day off, and the Phillies still managing to pick up a win. Polanco fouls it away, and it's 0-2 on the Phillies third baseman. That's how you make him happy right there.
And she is happy, isn't she?
Hand it over, honey.
It's going to be mine at some point. I hope they know each other. They do now.
Baseball brings people together.
That's right, they do now.
They just met 5 minutes ago. Charlie Manuel in his 7th season as the Phillies manager. Very successful run. Phillies are on their way to their 5th consecutive division title. They have turned into the dominant force in the National League. And the best record in all of baseball coming into play tonight with 92 wins. Polanco in the air. And this will be Taylor Green who settles under it for out number 1. Well, Sean Markham has faced the Phillies before, had him earlier this year, and we had a chance to ask him how he'll approach this Philadelphia lineup.
They're very dangerous. They got a lot of guys that can hit home runs. They got some guys that can run and steal bases as well. So it's just a very balanced lineup, and they got a lot of good hitters. They don't strike out a whole lot, so it's a matter of just going out and throwing strikes, trying to keep them off balance, keeping the ball down. But the main thing is throwing strikes. You don't want to walk a lot of guys facing this lineup.
That sounds like a scouting report on Sean Markham. I mean, that's exactly how you have to attack the Phillies, and that's what he does. A no decision in his only start this year against Philadelphia in a Brewers 12-inning 6-3 victory. That coming back on the 18th of April.
Now Markham left with the lead in that game. Markham beat the Phillies last year, that much talked about series that was supposed to be a home series for the Blue Jays. It was actually played in Philadelphia. Blue Jays were the home team, but that was a day after Halladay shut out the Toronto Blue Jays. There's a close play at first. Victorino just back. Now, there was a lot of talk when Toronto traded away Roy Halladay, who would be the ace of the Blue Jays. It ended up being Markham. Markham was the opening day starter for Toronto last year after Halladay made 7 consecutive opening day starts for the Blue Jays. And then Markham came back after a Halladay win and beat Philadelphia. Pitched very well that day, so he's had success against this very good Phillies lineup, and he's the right kind of pitcher for a team that stays patient. They'll get deep in counts. Markham throws a lot of strikes anyway.
And throws a lot of off-speed pitches and fastball counts. This is the first start that he's made that has not been in Philadelphia. He's 2-0.
Hunter Pence did big damage last night. Pence drove in 3 runs with 2 hits. And another check on Victorino. Phillies overall not running much these days. Rollins has been hurt most of the year. And Charlie Manuel, if there was one area of weakness for the Phillies, and there are very few, it is team speed. They don't have a lot of it right now, especially without Utley and without Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah, tied with the Brewers for 9th in the National League with 87 stolen bases. So you're not going to see a whole lot of running in this series.
This was a team that in the last 5 seasons has run wild, and you wonder how much influence the loss of Davey Lopes as their base running coach has to do with it. Davey Lopes now in Los Angeles. Probably has more to do with personnel than anything else. Their base stealers have been banged up.
Utley's usually a guy that will run, and Jimmy Rollins, he leads the club. Rollins with 28. Victorino with 18. He's been caught 3 times.
Well, of all the pickups at the trade deadline, Hunter Pence making a big impact, maybe the biggest impact of them all. Joining an already good club. Pence hit .340 in the month of August. His first year with the Phillies, or his first month with the Phillies. Pence overall hitting .309, has 18 home runs, 65 driven in, and he is the right-handed bat that Charlie Manuel was searching for throughout the first half. They had a lot of auditions for that role, and nothing really worked out, which is why they were so aggressive in trying to acquire Hunter Pence from the Houston Astros, and they gave up a great deal for him.
Yeah, 35 games for Pence with Philadelphia. He's got 23 RBIs, so he's been productive, as you said.
2-2 the count, and Pence takes one down and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Most of the statistics on the home side on that graphic at Minute Maid Park as a member of the Astros. 2 good hitter friendly ballparks though, Minute Maid and Citizens Bank. Full count. We'll see if Victorino's on the move. He takes off, and a broken bat base hit. Victorino on his way to third, and Pence keeps it going here in this series. What a weapon to have in the middle of that lineup. Pence with another single. His third hit in the series, and it's first and third with one out for Ryan Howard. Well, Howard and Prince Fielder tied atop the National League lead for runs batted in. Brewers have played 5 more games than the Phillies, and Howard did not play last night, but these two, you figure, are going to go right down to the wire once again. Big-time run producers.
And usually Ryan Howard, a guy that's going to finish pretty strong. He had 22 RBIs in the month of August, his best month so far. And Prince Fielder hasn't been driving in the runs that we've seen from him for most of the season, but still both of these guys have been, very consistent with their clubs, since they've been around.
First and third with one out. Markham in trouble here early.
You always talk about pressure when you're facing pitching staffs like the Phillies and the pressure on the offense, but the starting pitching has to feel a lot of pressure too. You take Sean Markham tonight, he's figuring if I give up runs early, it might be all that it takes to hang a loss on me. Well, he knows that it's going to be tough to come by runs ordinarily against Roy Halladay, so that puts the pressure on the pitcher.
Howard lays off, and it's quickly 2-0 on Ryan Howard, who homered against Markham last year. The only run he gave up in that start and that win against Philadelphia. Howard drives in runs no matter where he is. He's the National League leader in RBIs on the road. Only Mike Schmidt has hit more home runs in Phillies history than Ryan Howard. And that one's launched and way back and gone. Ryan Howard, a 3-run home run right out of the gates.
And talking about putting pressure on your pitcher, and Roy Halladay out on the mound. That's a tough one right there. And we talked about Howard. He had a good month of August and 3 RBIs in his first at bat in this series. 2-0, gave him the fastball up and in, and Ryan Howard hit it well. He knew it was out. A no doubter for Howard. Not a good start to the night.
Howard with his 32nd home run, now 111 runs batted in. And a 3-0 Philly lead before a lot of folks have even found their seats. As Ibanez will take a strike.
Day off paid off yesterday for Ryan Howard. Apparently didn't slow him down much.
Now the Phillies come to this series red hot. They swept the Atlanta Braves, their division rival. They swept them in a 4-game series. Atlanta, one of the best teams in the National League, and Philadelphia put them away each and every night. The first time in Braves franchise history, or this season I should say, that they've been swept in a series of 3 or more. Now Ibanez with a base hit. So worst case scenario for Sean Markham to start this game. 3 runs are in on 4 hits already, still just 1 out.
Well, getting a lot of the play with his pitches so far in this inning. You can see that pitch not that bad. It looked like a changeup. Ibanez is a pretty good off-speed hitter, and able to wait back and knock it into center field. So 5 batters, only 1 out from Markham.
And here is Pete Orr. Markham could use a ground ball double play here. That one's in the air and playable for Braun. And there is out number 2. Now the Phillies put the hammer down yesterday. It was just one of those innings. Still very surprising. Chris Narveson was cruising along. He had given up just 1 hit through the first 5 innings. He was working on a shutout. Had 4 no-hit innings against the Phillies. And all of a sudden, he got 2 outs in the 6th and could not turn the faucet off. The Phillies with 6 runs on 7 hits. And there were 8 consecutive base runners at one point, 7 hits and a walk. before the inning finally ended.
And just one of those things you really can't put your finger on. It was starting out to be one of Narvison's best career starts. And then the bottom fell out quickly.
Carlos Ruiz, a swing and a miss. Ruiz was part of that damage in the 6th last night. Had an RBI double.
That's good offense for Philadelphia. The home runs are down for the Phillies. But they can hit. They're scrappy. Tough outs. Yeah, most of the hits in this inning have come with 2 strikes. Or a couple of them anyway. They make you work.
That one missed. And it's 2-1 on Ruiz. Chooch, they call him. Big part of this club, big part of the success of the Phillies, especially on the defensive side, catching this great pitching staff. Ruiz has been a terrific offensive contributor as well in the postseason. He's just one of those tough outs. Seems like the bigger the moment, the better he is at the plate.
And about a 280 hitter. Only 33 RBIs, 5 home runs, but he's a tough out just like the rest of them. He's had some big home runs against Milwaukee.
Rick Kranitz, Brewer pitching coach. You go through all the scouting reports, you do all that work, and a quick strike for the Phillies. 3-run homer by Ryan Howard. As Ruiz takes a ball, it's 3-2. Now the Brewers open play today with an 8-game lead over the Cardinals. St. Louis is underway tonight against the Atlanta Braves. They're hosting Atlanta, and the Braves have put 2 runs on the board in the 1st inning, still at bat in the 1st. Runner goes, 3-2. Base hit to right. And Orr rounding second base, snap throw, and he is just back. Or Ibanez, I should say. So the 5th hit of the inning. 1st and 2nd with 2 gone, and it'll be Wilson Valdez.
He had 3 of the base hits, had not been hit all that hard. The Pence hit Victorino and now Ruiz, but again another 2-strike base hit. Ruiz just dumping a high off-speed pitch into right field. Now you heard Sean Markham say it himself. You got to keep the ball down, change speeds on him. He's changing speeds, but right now in the 1st inning his pitches are up.
Carlos Ruiz extending his hitting streak to 7 games with that single. And more trouble for Markham here in the 1st. Wilson Valdez, the 8th batter of the inning. On the ground, McGee's got it. He'll go to second for the out, and the inning is over. But a big swat from the Phillies' big bat. Ryan Howard, a 3-run homer, and the Phillies are on the board quickly tonight. Nothing. Now the Brewers coming up for the first time. And Ron Renicky going to be calling on some offense tonight. The Brewers have struggled in the last couple of games swinging the bats. Piggly Wiggly batting order for Renicky. It's Corey Hart, Niger Morgan, Ryan Braun. Middle of the order is Prince Fielder, Casey McGee, then Taylor Green. Uni Betancourt with Jonathan Lucroy and Sean Markham will round it out. And that batting order will face Roy Halladay, going after win number 17 of the season. He has again been one of the National League's best pitchers.
The numbers very impressive. He was the Cy Young Award winner last year. 29th appearance and start, 7 complete games. He's 4th in earned run average, 5th in innings pitched, and 4th in strikeouts. He will have yet another 200 strikeout season, his 4th consecutive.
Halladay won the Cy Young Award last year. He finished 21-10. Led the league in innings in complete games and shutouts, and he has backed it up in his second full season as a Philly. Facing Corey Hart to lead off. Hart, Morgan, and Braun trying to deliver a counter to the 3-run homer by Ryan Howard in the top of the first. Now defensively behind Halladay, the Phillies have Ibanez, Victorino, and Pence in the outfield. Polanco, Valdez, Orr, and Howard around the horn with Carlos Ruiz doing the catching. As Corey Hart mentioned in our Brewers Live pregame show, Roy Halladay will bring everything and more in that kitchen sink. He's got them all. He's got a great fastball, pitches that move in both directions, up and down, and has command of them all, and that's why he's been so successful in his career. A ground ball to short. Valdez gloves and fires, and Hart is retired. It's interesting, though, Rock, throughout his career, Halladay, terrific numbers against baseball, but against the Brewers, not so much. Fielder has had a good run against him. He's 6 for 10. Ryan Braun has 3 hits and a home run against Roy Halladay, and Corey Hart with a couple of hits.
Yep, in 3 starts, he's got a 641 earned run average against the Brewers. A 1-2 record, and the Brewers laid the worst start of the year on Halladay back on April 19th. 6 earned runs and a 9-0 win. Milwaukee posted at Philly.
Waving the Tony Plush towels tonight. It's a big giveaway here in Milwaukee. The graffiti T-Plush towels as Morgan goes into right, and it's Pence for out number 2.
Now you mentioned anything and any count for Roy Halladay. He's got a terrific cutter. You're going to see an awful lot of curveballs to the right-handed batters for the Brewers, and he spots his fastball well in and out. And just a lot of command. 26 walks is all in 28 starts to go along with those 195 strikeouts. I mean, that's close to a 9-1 strikeout to walk ratio, something like that. 8-1.
Now Halladay 4th in the league in earned run average, tied for 3rd in the league in wins. Brewers will see Cliff Lee tomorrow for the 3rd game of this series. Always a great matchup when you can get superstars like Halladay and Braun, Halladay and Fielder together. Braun a chance to win an MVP this year. He is in the conversation, hitting .329 starting play today. 27 homers, 95 driven in.
It's been one of those years for Brawny where he's been very consistent. There have been years throughout his career that he'll go maybe 2-3 weeks where he's had a tough time. We haven't seen that from Braun this year. Very consistent, going line to line, and a number of infield hits. That's why that average has been able to stay around 330.
Now Jose Reyes still leading the National League in hitting at .335. Braun at .329 to start play today. Braun is also 5th in the league in runs batted in with the 95 ribbies. He homered against Halladay back in April. A broken bat base hit as Braun cues one into right field for a 2-out single.
Well, ate him up inside, but Ryan with a good approach, keeping the hands in and just able to get enough of it to dump it into right. And to bring Prince up with a man on and 2 outs. He locates that fastball in very well. But Ryan Braun very strong. He uses that long bat. He's got the leverage to be able to fight it off into right field.
Two-out base runner for Fielder. Well, you can see flash bulbs popping with this confrontation here. Why not? Got Halladay against Prince Fielder. Prince has homered against Halladay in his career. 31 homers for Fielder. 108 runs batted in. Halladay works him inside. 2 balls, no strikes. This was the count that Ryan Howard had when he delivered that 3-run homer in the first. Fielder pulls one on the ground. This is Pete Orr, and the side is retired. Halladay, a scoreless first, got him on a changeup, and we head to the second. 3-0 Phillies. On a Ryan Howard 3-run homer. Talked about Markham and Halladay as teammates. Markham came to the big leagues in 05. Halladay already an established star with the Blue Jays at that point. And you see what they were able to do together. The one thing they weren't able to do was find their way to the postseason. Halladay made his first appearance in the postseason last year of his career. And Markham hoping for the same this season. I remember everybody was wondering how Roy Halladay would handle the pressure of the postseason. All he did was go out and throw a no-hitter against the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, one of the best hitting teams in the National League. Yeah, he's something else. Roy Halladay has had a tremendous career, marching his way to the Hall of Fame.
That was one of the most iconic moments in Major League postseason history, and Halladay turned in that no-hitter. Only the second no-hitter in playoff history in Major League Baseball. Don Larson in 1956 threw a perfect game for the Yankees. And Halladay's no-no put him in that group of legendary moments.
You still get nervous when you watch highlights of that game?
Yeah, I do.
Well
Very
done.
much so.
Good job in that night.
Halladay strikes out, and there is the first out and the first strikeout for Sean Markham in his second inning.
Always wonder what goes through a broadcaster's mind when you're dealing with a situation like that. Last inning.
Well, you kind of know that they're going to be replaying these moments for the rest of your life.
You have to be thinking ahead.
So you don't want to ruin it. No, I don't like doing that. I always feel like I mess those lines up. Just kind of let it happen. It's kind of like the same when you caught Wandy Evans' no-hitter.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you were nervous.
I thought about what I was going to say after the game, just like well, you probably did. But no, I mean, yeah, you're right. It just kind of rolls off the tongue, right?
Yeah, you start canning phrases and it never comes out right.
Right.
At least for me. Victorino drops a bunt foul. I was talking to Ron Renicky about the Phillies. You know, we had a conversation. I was the one asking the questions, but I asked him. He's a former Philly. He knows that market well. And to me, the Phillies are a team, as they go into the postseason, I feel like they have the most pressure on them because they're having this runaway season, this freight train of a regular season. And I think the fact that they've only been able to win the one World Series in 08, they've been close. It surprised me that they were knocked out last year. Giants went all the way to win the World Series, but I feel like this year there's going to be some pressure on the Phillies. Renicky's response: when you have pitching like that, you don't have pressure.
Well, that started in spring training. I mean, in the offseason when they picked up Cliff Lee. Everybody figured it was a foregone conclusion that the Phillies would win the division and go to the World Series, and anything short of that is certainly going to be a disappointment in a lot of folks' minds. And you know that's the way the Philly fans are thinking.
There are high expectations and a payroll that is bursting at the seams right now. The Phillies are definitely going for it. Ruben Amaro, the general manager of the Phillies, has done a great job assembling this roster. And you thought they were done when they got Cliff Lee. That was the big shocker of the offseason. Lee spurning the New York Yankees to sign with the Phillies, a place he had been in 2009, a place he had enjoyed. But turns out they weren't done. They got to the trade deadline. They acquired Hunter Pence. A little lazy fly ball to left, and Markham a good bounce back inning. 1-2-3. Phillies go in order. Ryan Howard, a 3-run home run in the first inning, has the Phillies on top as we go to the bottom of the second. And Casey McGee ready to lead off against Roy Halladay. McGee, Taylor Green, Yuniesky, Betancourt will start it against the big right-hander. Brewers got a hit in the first. Ryan Braun with a single to right. Well, Casey trying to get the bat turned around. He's hitting .236. 12 homers, 65 runs batted in. It's been a bit of a funk here lately. And the Brewers would love to see McGee get on a hot streak here. A final push in September would go a long way for Milwaukee in the batting order, especially the way pitchers have been working around Fielder lately with men on base.
Opposition has been working Casey away with a fastball and throwing a lot of breaking pitches.
But this is the part of the schedule here, this stretch of 4 games with Carpenter, Hamels, Halladay, Cliff Lee. Ron Renicky is saying, I'm not going to be making any decisions on my hitters moving forward during this stretch. I mean, it is going to be a tough run for the Brewers, and we talked about it last week. Now, the Brewers did put 6 earned runs on Roy Halladay back in April. They were able to chase him from that game in the 7th inning.
And that was only one of 3 games where Halladay had given up double-digit totals in hits. Brewers had 10 hits in that game and 6 2/3 and 6 runs. Halladay hasn't come close to giving up 6 earned runs since that time. Matter of fact, Roy Halladay's worst monthly earned run average came in May, 3.00. That's the worst month he's had.
Yeah, that's a down month. The superlatives fly off the charts as he strikes out Casey McGee. And the first out of the 2nd inning is a strikeout for Halladay.
And it's tough to evaluate your hitters against guys like this, but the road to the World Series goes through Philly. And at some point, you're going to have to face him and beat him. So a good test for the offense from Milwaukee. There's that curveball from Halladay, taking a little bit off. Everything comes out of that same arm slot. Tough to pick up what you're getting. And he mixes it up well.
Well, Taylor Green will get his first appearance against Roy Halladay after a monster year in AAA Nashville. Green geared up for this confrontation tonight. Green getting the start at second base. Second career start at second. He's played a little third. Played mostly third for Don Money's Nashville Sounds this year. And a jam shot roller out to Pete Orr for out number 2. Hey, a reminder, Fox Sports Wisconsin Outdoors showcases the ultimate in outdoor programming. Every Saturday and Sunday morning, experience everything from the pursuit of fish and game to exploring the best weekend destinations. Fox Sports Wisconsin Outdoors presented by Menards. Saturdays 6 a.m., Sundays 8 a.m. only on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Two gone for Betancourt. Uni homered last night against Cole Hamels. Brewers scored 2 runs on 4 hits. Solo home runs from Betancourt and Hart. And down he goes. So Halladay makes quick work of the Brewers in the 2nd, a couple of strikeouts. Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. By Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more. And by Subway. Try our $5 featured footlong of the month. Subway, where winners eat. Sean Markham ready to go to work. Hunter Pence leads off, and on the first pitch, lifts one high in the air. Braun wants it, and there is out number one. Markham could use another quick inning. Had a good bounce back last inning after that 3-run home run to Ryan Howard in the first. Markham a 3 up, 3 down second. He got behind Howard 2-0, Rock, and Ryan Howard did not miss his third pitch.
Yeah, the fastball was supposed to be in, left it out over the plate, and Ryan Howard, with a mid-80s fastball, puts it in the second deck in the Miller Lite beer pen. There's no doubter out there.
Good catch up there by the kid in the stands with a glove. Well, he has put a hurting on Sean Markham. Of his 4 career hits, he has 3 home runs against him. The key for the Phillies with Ryan Howard is to keep him healthy the rest of the season. He's got a lot of problems with his lower legs, his feet, ankle. Got problems in his Achilles, a little bursitis creeping up in there.
Yeah, you got to figure Charlie Manuel is going to rest him quite a bit as the Phillies get through the month of September. Got the huge lead over the Atlanta Braves. That's a good change up by Sean.
Howard rolled his ankle last year, pretty severe ankle roll. Didn't break anything, but a sprain, and really hasn't been the same since with that foot, that right foot. So the Phillies have to pick and choose when they give him his days off. Typically, Charlie Manuel will give him off against a left-handed pitcher, which is what he did last night against Chris Narveson. 2-2 to Howard.
Yeah, you can throw John Mayberry Jr. over there at first base. He was swinging the bat pretty well. A good replacement from the right side of the plate. Guy's got some pop in his bat. Mayberry played first and left last night.
Full count to Howard. See what Markham goes with, and loses him. Ryan Howard draws a walk.
Yeah, come celebrate halfway to St. Patrick's Day at Miller Park. On Wednesday, you'll get a green Brewers cap and save some green with $17 Loge bleacher tickets. Call 414-902-IRSH or visit brewers.com/Irish.
Another sellout crowd tonight at Miller Park. It'll be the 30th sellout of the year. Brewers had nearly 42,000 in here last night. Impressive. On the same night the Packers open up their NFL schedule. A thrilling win for the Packers last night. Ibanez takes a ball. 1-1 the count on Raul Ibanez. He'll be a free agent at season's end. Phillies have gotten a lot out of Ibanez in his 3 years. Remember the decision the Phillies had to make between bringing back Pat Burrell after the World Series win in 2008. They decided to go with a left-handed hitting left fielder in Ibanez, who had strung together a number of good years in Seattle, Kansas City before that.
71 RBIs for Ibanez and 18 home runs. Remember the first half that he had the first year with the Phillies? I mean, he carried the Phillies in the beginning of that season.
That was in 09. Had such a good half, he made the All-Star team. His first and only All-Star appearance in his big league career, which is now in its 16th season. Ibanez known as a big run producer, but he never had a 100 RBI season until he was 30 years of age. and has posted 4 100 RBI seasons in his career. None so far with the Phillies. He came close in 09 with 93 ribbies. Strike called. Markham rings him up. Got him on the outside corner, and there is the second strikeout. Out number 2 for Markham in the third.
Yeah, it took a little off the fastball right on the outside corner. Fooled Ibanez. The second strikeout for Sean Markham.
Two gone. Here is Pete Orr. Orr starting for Chase Utley tonight. Last night, Charlie Manuel had Michael Martinez, a switch hitter, in there for Utley. That one's hit hard. Base hit to right. And Pete Orr extends the inning. A single with 2 outs. First and second for the Phillies. Pete Orr with his first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, this is where the Phillies have been so tough all year. Runners in scoring position and 2 outs. One of the best in all of baseball. 50 pitches so far from Markham. 18 out of the strike zone.
The Phillies scored all 7 of their runs last night with 2 outs. And they lead all of baseball with 2-out run production. That's what good teams do. They put the hammer on you. It's such a psychological blow to a pitcher as well, an opposing pitcher.
Yeah, but 274 batting average for the Phillies in these spots. I mean, that's not bad. 2 outs and a man in scoring position. Second best in all of baseball. That's how they score their runs. We talked about their home runs have been down.
Now Ruiz down on the count, 0-2. The numbers for the Phillies: 274 average, 2 outs, runners in scoring position. 44% of their runs this year, of their total amount of runs, have been scored with 2 outs in an inning. It's an impressive number.
And only the Tigers have a better batting average by, I mean, a minuscule margin.
0-2 the count, and Ruiz lays off a fastball. 1-2 now. Now the Brewers, despite losing 3 in a row, still 8 games up in the standings, and a magic number of 11 still.
Yeah, it's been 11 for 3 days. Gotta start turning things around, get some wins on the board.
Any combination of a Brewers win or a Cardinals loss the rest of the season that equals 11 will mean a division title for Milwaukee. Markham just missed inside. It's the time of year you start looking at elimination numbers. The Phillies' elimination number, or the number that guarantees them a division title, is 11, just like the Brewers. 11 games over the Atlanta Braves. Phillies also have an elimination number of 11 to guarantee home field throughout the postseason. And remember, because of Prince Fielder's heroics at the All-Star game, the National League will host the World Series again this season. Back-to-back years, the National League has had the home field advantage.
Yeah, hopefully that's here in Milwaukee. That'd be nice.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be fitting.
Fielder could be the one that delivered the home field advantage. Prince was the MVP of the All-Star game. Another full count. 3-2 on Ruiz. So you got the Phillies and the Brewers with magic numbers of 11. The Diamondbacks now a magic number of 12 over the Giants. Arizona with a 7.5 game lead over San Francisco.
And Atlanta right behind the Brewers for the second best record in the National League.
Quick trip to the mound by Lucroy, extremely quick. Get it in sign straight. Wilson Valdez is on deck. Markham facing Ruiz here with 2 away. The runners will start with the pitch. 3-2, and it's low. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded for the Phillies.
Yeah, Ruiz down in the count 0-2. I mean, 2 quick strikes, and then Markham tried to get him to chase, but Ruiz having nothing of it. Very patient at bat for Carlos Ruiz.
Three runs against Halladay, tough enough. Big moment in the ballgame right here and now in the 3rd inning. Phillies with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Wilson Valdez. And he takes a strike from Markham. Valdez had a key hit last night. He drove in the run that tied the game. Part of that 6-run 6th inning. Valdez doubled. Super utility man, spending most of his time as the shortstop in the absence of Jimmy Rollins. Ground ball to second. Taylor Green will make the play and the inning is over. So Markham dodges a bullet. Strands of bases loaded. 3-0 Phils as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
Three to nothing Phillies, and tomorrow Miller Park is going gold. The Brewers will wear special gold jerseys, and we're asking you fans to wear your gold too. Support your Brewers in the heat of an exciting postseason race and update your Brewers wardrobe with new gold gear. The Brewers team store by Majestic at Miller Park has a new line of Brewers gold gear, so check it out today.
Going gold, and we're looking forward to that. We got the gold t-shirts going. These are going like hotcakes in the team store, so you can head down there and be a part of it. You don't have to do the t-shirt. There's other variations of gold, you know.
We're wearing it tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to break them out.
Yeah.
We're definitely going gold because we're team players, just like, you know, you and Craig dressing up in the cowboy attire.
Right.
The Tony Tombstone attire.
You got to play along, you know. I mean, I think it looks great. I think the Brewers jerseys, those gold jerseys, I liked them when they wore them last time.
Yeah, those were the
early in the year.
The Cerveceros jerseys, but tomorrow I guess they're going to have the Brewers logo on.
That's a good color.
Yeah. Jonathan Lucroy leads off for Milwaukee. Will be followed by Markham, and then to the top of the order. 3-0 on Lucroy to start the third inning. Halladay has retired 6 of the first 7. He did give up a hit to Braun with 2 outs in the first. Has a couple of strikeouts. Seems like Halladay trying to work inside on Lucroy. Look at that cluster on the Fox tracks. Everything right in there. This time on the outside part of the plate and called a ball. Halladay a double take on Angel Hernandez, and it's a walk to start the inning for the Brew Crew.
You really can't, try and figure out what Roy Halladay is going to do to you. Not just, what pitch he's going to throw, but where he's going to throw it, in and out, up and down. He has good command of all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. You can pretty much forget about down the middle, unless it's a big mistake. He doesn't make many of those.
An opening walk for Halladay, and now the Brewers will send their pitcher up there, Markham. And he's trying to get a bunt down. Halladay starts him with a breaking ball, a strike. Markham handles the bat. He does have a grand slam this year, his first career home run. He's a good bunter, college shortstop, so he's familiar with this side of the fence. And he gets a good bunt down. Halladay's only play is first. A sacrifice for Markham, and the Brewers put a runner in scoring position with 1 away in the third.
Yeah, doing a nice job dropping down a breaking ball. That was a curveball. 11 sacrifice bunts from Markham. That's best on the Brewers. And not an easy pitch to bunt.
So here is Hart with 1 away. Well, the Brewers know they have to take advantage of opportunities when they come up. Hart homered yesterday, now 24 home runs on the season, 55 driven in. And a big cut, and it was a opposite field smash for Corey Hart off Cole Hamels. Corey finished 1 for 4 yesterday. That home run came in the 6th inning. So much power to the opposite field.
Yeah, loses a hitting streak on that last game against the Cardinals, and then picks up right where he left off. He's been swinging the bat well. Talking about using right center very effectively. A lot of his home runs are coming that direction this year.
That hitting streak snapped at 18 games with an offer on Wednesday night against Chris Carpenter. Hart hit .359 with 5 homers during that 18-game streak. A heavy streak. 5 homers, 9 runs batted in. Unfortunately, most of his home runs are solo homers. You'll take the homers. You just like some men on base occasionally.
And that would be a good time.
One swing to get the Brewers right back in it. Ryan Howard hit a 3-run home run in the first. 2-2 to Hart, and a swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Halladay.
84 miles an hour, had a little bit of a cut on it going away from Corey just when it got to the plate. Add a little bit, take a little bit off of all of his pitches, and check this one out. And Corey out in front.
That's more like the old-fashioned forkball for Halladay. Holds it in that split finger grip, but uses it as a change of pace as Morgan gets jammed, and Halladay is going to get out of the inning. Brewers strand a runner at second. 3-0 Phillies. We go to the 4th.
today. Ryan Howard gave Roy Halladay a 3-run lead with his 3-run home run in the top of the first inning, collecting his 109th, 10th, and 11th RBI on the season. Roy Halladay threw 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So it's a 3-0 ball game here in the top of the 4th. BA, it looks like the Brewers will definitely have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, we head to the 4th inning now as Markham is back on the mound. He survived a bases loaded threat last inning. Able to retire Wilson Valdez to end the inning. And still 3-0. The Phillies have out hit the Brewers 6-1. Braun has the only Brewer hit so far. And Halladay will lead off. And a bouncing ball up the middle. This is Betancourt. And he's got him for the out. So 1 away. Second time Halladay has led off. All right, Rock, our carsoup.com email the booth question. We always encourage you to get interactive with us during the broadcast. Ted in Madison wants to know which league has the better postseason teams, American League or National League? It's a good question.
Yeah.
Better postseason teams. You know, if you would have asked me that 2 weeks ago, I would have said the American League because the Red Sox, a dominant bunch, Yankees, Texas Rangers have as good of a lineup as there is. They're in a battle right now with the Angels.
Right.
And the way Justin Verlander's going with the Tigers, that's going to be a tough team to beat.
Well, the teams in the American League, the teams that are in the lead, it looks like they're going to get to the postseason, have far more experience in the postseason than do the National League teams. Talking about the Brewers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Atlanta Braves missed the playoffs last year. Well, perhaps that has something to do with success in the postseason. Familiarity with being in the playoffs.
I'd have to give the edge right now to the American League. Just because of the depth of the rosters and what we've seen from the Phillies, or rather the Red Sox and the Yankees. And the Brewers have played them both this season. That is a foul ball, barely. Victorino almost an extra base hit. Well, the Diamondbacks with a 7.5 game lead over the Giants in the NL West. And you got the Brewers, the Phillies all topping their divisions in the NL. In the American League, Rangers, Tigers, Yankees. And really the only big race right now, because the Yankees and the Red Sox look like they're both headed to the postseason, although the Rays have a series with Boston beginning tonight. They'll play Boston 7 more times this year, so the Rays could factor in if they go on an incredible run. But the only real race, whether you make it to the postseason or not, is with the American League West with the Rangers and the Angels.
And the other race I think that I know Brewer fans and the media are very interested in is that Diamondbacks Brewers race to get the second best record. That would allow whoever it is to start the playoffs at home. And that's a big deal. That is a big deal, particularly for a team like the Brewers, who have won 50 games at home this year. Started home against Atlanta or on the road against Philly. That's a big difference.
Now the Brewers know all about that. Back in 2008, they started on the road. They were just happy to make it to the postseason. Lost the first 2 games in Philadelphia. Victorino had the big blow in that series. Hit a grand slam off CC Sabathia in game 2. Brewers were able to win game 3 of that postseason and then lost game 4, and the Phillies would go on and win the World Series that year. Taylor Green will retire Victorino. Second out of the inning for Markham. AT&T trivia. Which 3 Brewers hit consecutive homers to start the 07 game at Cincinnati? September 9th 07 game. Remember that, Rock? 3 consecutive home runs?
I do. I do.
So 3 Brewers, the 3 Brewers who did it. I'm sure I was there. I'm having a hard time coming up with them.
You remember. Think about it. You've got a half inning.
Can never go wrong with Braun and Fielder. I mean, that's an easy guess. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's who I'm going with.
That happened again this year. 2 of them anyway. In Cincinnati. Weeks and Gomez.
Oh, 0-2 to Polanco. There's Don Money. Talking shop with Logan Schaefer. Schaefer spent the second half with Don Money's AAA Nashville Sounds. Always great to have Don Money here and in uniform. Good to see him. You can learn a lot from Don Money. In the air to center, Nigel Morgan is there. And Markham retires the side in order. 3-0 Philadelphia. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Braun, Fielder, McGee coming up. See if they can get something started against Roy Halladay.
In the community, the Brewers Community Foundation 50-50 raffle returns this season. Raffle tickets are sold throughout the ballpark until the 4th inning of every home game. The winning ticket is announced at the top of the 6th inning. The winning ticket will take home half of the net proceeds from the day's raffle ticket sales, with the other half going to the Brewers Community Foundation. So far this season, total contributions are more than $1 million, B.A.
All right, Telly, thanks. It's Ryan Braun, a ringing single back up the middle against Halladay. He's 2 for 2 against Halladay. The only 2 hits the Brewers have, and Braun gives the crew a good start in the 4th. And now Fielder. Halladay has given up 2 hits and 1 walk so far, 3 strikeouts. Fielder pulls one foul down to first.
Halladay, obviously, the game plan with Braun and Fielder is to pound him inside. And Prince trying to react inside, just couldn't get the barrel of the bat out there. Ryan Braun able to hit a mistake in the center field.
There's an interesting stat on Halladay. First batter of an inning this year. Opponents hitting over 300 against Roy Halladay. As Fielder squirts one up the middle, backhanded by Orr. He'll go to the bag for 1, not in time to get 2. We got right in on the label of Prince Fielder. And Fielder replaces Braun at first base.
That's what he's trying to do, and he very rarely makes a mistake inside. Roy Halladay pitches inside, has only given up 9 home runs. Remember, he pitches half his games at Citizens Bank Park. And not the smoothest out you're going to see in baseball, but effective. And a good job by Ryan Howard to knock it down.
So Fielder is 0 for 2. He's at first now on the fielder's choice.
A ball hit like that, you can't work on that in batting practice.
Yeah, you don't know where it's really going to end up. It's a big full swing, and I think that throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, you're not sure. The shortstop, second base, both of them went after it. They ran into each other, but they got the out. Make it up as you go along.
Getting back to that point on Halladay, the fact that opponents are hitting over 300 against him to start an inning means Halladay, with his innings at this point, you could safely say he has pitched out of the stretch more than any other pitcher in the National League at this point. So wind up stretch, it doesn't matter. He's used to it and is actually more effective out of the stretch statistically. I think that's one of those statistical anomalies that just pops up. I think everybody's looking to get after Halladay on the first pitch, or at least early in the count when they start an inning.
Yeah, guys like Carpenter, guys like Hamels, guys like tomorrow's starter Cliff Lee. You know, they like to get ahead strike one, so that's the pitch that you have to take advantage of. And of course, when they fall behind you in the count.
Yeah, good at bat by McGee. Showed Halladay he would take that pitch. And 2 on now, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And here comes Taylor Green. What a spot for the rookie. Green has pop. 22 home runs at AAA Nashville this year in the Pacific Coast League. Drove in 88. Halladay starts him with a strike.
Yeah, 2 walks for Roy Halladay tonight. Ties a season high.
That's unbelievable.
He's never walked more than 2 in a game this year.
See if Green can get a mistake. 2 on, 1 out. And down in the dirt, Ruiz, a nice job blocking.
It's got to be fun to be Carlos Ruiz to catch this starting rotation. Throwing strikes, good quality strikes. I mean, you can call just about anything at any time, and these guys are going to throw it where they want it.
It's a strike.
And you set up outside, you put the glove in the corner. It's pretty much going to be on the corner in just about every one of their starters. You don't have to work very hard when these guys are out on the mound.
Green down in the hole here. 1 and 2 the count. And Halladay goes back out there with a fastball. Fielder at second, reached on a fielder's choice. McGee drew a walk. Well, Taylor Green in a big spot, getting a chance to start his second career start at second base. And Green hits one hard, base hit right field. They'll hold Prince at third. Pence has a great arm in right, and no chance for Fielder to score. But how about Taylor Green? A base hit off Roy Halladay, and the bases are loaded with Betancourt coming up.
Yep, on a 2-2 pitch. Able to get a 2-ball count, 2-2, and Halladay made a mistake right down the middle. There it is. It leaked back over the heart of the plate. A 2-seamer. Started inside, but ended up right down the middle, and Green did not miss it. Good piece of hitting by the young lefty.
Prince Fielder safe at third, safe and secure. New York Life. Unfortunate that the Brewers could not score, but no chance that Fielder scores with Pence's arm. So now the base is loaded, and here is Betancourt. Halladay struck him out on 3 straight pitches last time up. Right off the end of the bat, Valdez is over, steps on the bag, and a double play to end the inning. Boy, a great opportunity lost for the Brewers. Sports Prep Zone. Log on to foxsportswisconsin.com and click on the Prep Zone tab. You can watch up to 4 high school football games all at one time, live each week. And right now, Brilliant against Kewanee, Muskego, Kenosha, Trimper, Stratford at Osseo Fairchild, and the Poignette Cambridge game. All available to you right now, foxsportswisconsin.com in the Prep Zone. Well, the Brewers had Halliday on the ropes, bases loaded, 1 out, but a double play off the bat of Yoneski Betancourt, and Halliday gets out of it unscathed.
Yep, a cut fastball. Betancourt had the big swing, but cued it right off the end of the bat. Well, you hate to hit a ball that weakly on the first pitch with the bases loaded.
Now Hunter Pence leads off in the air, foul. The opportunities don't come around very often against Halliday. Brewers left a runner at second base in the 3rd. Stranding 2 more in the 4th. Although Halliday's been leaving some pitches up here in the last inning and a half. Let's see if that trend continues. So now Markham trying to keep the Phillies at 3. A Ryan Howard 3-run homer. A big run producing hit in this game. That was in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Pence.
And Markham's had, 3 up, 3 down innings in 2 of his last 3. 2nd and 4th. So he settled down nicely. Gave up 5 hits in the 1st inning and 1 since.
2-2 on Pence. Able to stay alive.
Hey, tonight's Tower of the Game winner is Eagles Club 1099 in Neenah, Wisconsin. Neenah, Menasha.
Been there.
If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game in April and May of next year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Big chopper. Betancourt takes the big hop and throws Pence out for the first out of the 5th. Well, checking the scoreboard, the Atlanta Braves are in St. Louis tonight. Atlanta swept a doubleheader yesterday in New York. That was a makeup doubleheader. They flew from Philly to New York to play 2 and then to St. Louis last night. And the Braves have a 2-1 lead over the Cardinals. They go to the top of the 4th inning. Edwin Jackson on the mound for St. Louis. Arizona will play later tonight. They host the Padres. Daniel Hudson at 15-9 this year against Matt Latos.
Ian Kennedy, another win last night.
Boy, he's something.
Man.
Talk about bursting on the scene.
Is that 19?
19 wins. He's the best winner in the National League, Ian Kennedy. Diamondbacks are just 1 back in the loss column to the Brewers for the 2nd best record. A lot of baseball to play, though. 17 games remain, including tonight for Milwaukee. Howard has been a nemesis for Markham throughout his career, and it has shown up tonight. Markham walked Howard his last time up, and Howard had the 3-run home run in the 1st. Ball and 2 strikes on Howard. And a little roller. That is Betancourt. He was over on the shift, and he makes a play for out number 2. Back to our AT&T trivia. Which 3 Brewers hit consecutive homers to start the September 9, 2007 game at Cincinnati? Weeks, Hardy, and Braun.
Yeah.
J.J. Hardy, now a member of the Baltimore Orioles. He's having a great year in Baltimore.
I mean, if you think about it, that's a pretty easy question. Back in 07, the first 3 hitters.
All power hitters.
Right. J.J. having a nice year in Baltimore.
He's hitting home runs again. Finally healthy. It's a ground ball to short. And 3 ground ball outs to the shortstop. Good inning for Markham. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Brewers coming up. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers. A shot there of great friends of ours, Lou and Marion Montgomery. And Rock, they're celebrating their 65th wedding anniversary here at the ballpark tonight.
That's terrific.
Lou works with us. He's part of our security detail.
Right.
A night off tonight, and he's enjoying a Brewers game as a fan, keeping score, and he and his wife Marion.
Yep, he sits outside our booth each night,
chasing away all of the unruly fans of Bill Schroeder.
And I see him, reach in. I never see his face. He reaches in and grabs cupcakes.
That's right.
Just kidding.
So happy anniversary to the Montgomerys.
Yeah, that's terrific. 65 years. Good for them.
Holiday with a quick out against Lucroy. And now Sean Markham with one away. Markham dropped down a perfect sacrifice bunt his last time up. Well, they got a wild one going in Pittsburgh tonight. The Florida Marlins, they lead 13-3 over the Pirates. They've belted out 21 hits already. They're only in the 7th inning. 13 runs on 21 hits, and still 2 innings of at-bats ahead of them. The Pirates, with one more loss or a Brewers win, they will be officially eliminated. The next team on the list as Markham strikes out for out number 2.
Yeah, Florida and Pittsburgh, the last remaining home series for Milwaukee. And let the Marlins get all their hits out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Four strikeouts for Halladay. And 2 outs. We go to the top of the order. Corey Hart. Hart is 0 for 2 with a K. Looks like Corey has established himself as the Brewers' leadoff hitter the rest of the season, the way he swung the bat. Remember that change was made by Remicky prior to Weeks' injury. Ricky actually was dropped from leadoff to the 5-hole in Colorado as the second half began. And I think the plan is for Ricky Weeks, once he returns and he's 100%, they feel like he has enough at-bats, they're going to put him back in that 5-hole. Hart off the end of the bat, and Victorino will make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Halladay. Phillies. A reminder here that Fox Sports Wisconsin honors military members and their families with Operation Home Base. You can join us Sunday for a special tribute to military members during the Brewers broadcast. Show your support for the military by logging on to foxsportswisconsin.com and click the Joining Forces logo to send your message of thanks. And for all of those military personnel and military families watching our game tonight, we send our thanks to you and appreciate the sacrifice.
Yep, remembering 9/11 on Sunday. And military, firemen, police officers, emergency workers, everybody.
Now Markham facing Pete Orr to start this 6th inning. Orr had a base hit in the 3rd, a single. Bottom of the order coming up with Orr, Ruiz, and Valdez. If anybody gets on, Halladay will hit. One swing of the bat, the difference in this game right now. A Ryan Howard 3-run homer in the 1st. On the ground, that's going to sneak through a base hit or finds the hole in his 2nd hit against Markham tonight. So Pete Orr filling in for the injured Chase Utley is 2 for 3. And a base runner for the Phillies with nobody out in the 6th.
Yeah, back-to-back singles, and Martinez, who filled in last night, a base hit and a walk. He was on base twice. And a good approach by Pete Orr going down and getting that pitch down in the strike zone and hits it hard into right field.
Now Carlos Ruiz, who has a hit and a walk tonight against Markham. See the pitches per inning. Had a long first inning. Markham faced 8 batters in the first inning, giving up that 3-run homer to Ryan Howard. All but 2 of the hits came in that first inning as well. There were 3 runs on 5 hits in the first. Markham has settled down since. Got a crossover inning in the third when he stranded the bases loaded.
Yeah, 2 hits by the same guy, Pete Orr, since the first inning. Been able to handle everybody else.
Brewers are looking for a ground ball to turn 2 against Ruiz. During the regular season, Carlos Ruiz's career batting average is .264. But in the postseason, he's hitting .280 and has a ton of postseason experience. He's played 41 playoff games in his career.
That was a good pitch by Markham. Cut fastball on a fastball count, 1-0. And Ruiz thought he had one to hit.
Carlos Ruiz has had some of his biggest hits in the biggest moments, has 2 World Series home runs in his career. Had a home run against the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series championship year for the Phillies in '08. Home run against the Yankees in '09 in the World Series. And for so long, getting through the Phillies batting order, Ruiz hitting down at the bottom of the order. That was such a good offensive team, a power hitting team. Thinking of the days when, you know, you had Rollins, Utley, Howard, Jason Worth, Ibanez in there, and you get to the bottom, you feel like you're going to get a break, and then it was always Ruiz who was delivering the big hits.
Yeah, there's no letting up, right?
Phillies aren't quite the offensive team this year that they have been. They hang their hat on pitching these days, as they did last year. But they're still a dangerous club offensively.
Yeah, they're down in the league in runs scored and home runs, but remember, they played the fewest amount of games of any team in the National League. They've got some games to make up, and that could very well change. Ryan Howard's always going to get his home runs. You know, Chase Utley's been hurt quite a bit. He's a home run hitter. And Jimmy Rollins can hit home runs for you. They missed Jason Worth, I would imagine, until Hunter Pence came around.
And tied. Markham almost hit him. 2-2 on Ruiz. Charlie Manuel and his bench coach Pete McCannon. And you wonder if they're going to send the runner in this spot. Markham paying a lot of attention to Pete Orr at first base. He stays put, and Ruiz takes a ball, and it's 3-2. Ruiz has seen a ton of pitches tonight.
Yeah, he was down in the count 0-2 last time up, drew a walk. This is where you're probably going to see Pete Orr take off. Ruiz, good contact hitter. He's only struck out 42 times this year. 43 walks, 42 strikeouts for the Phillies catcher.
Well, that hit by Ruiz in the first inning, the first of his career against Markham, hadn't seen much of him. He was 0 for 4 prior to this game tonight. He's given him some good at-bats tonight. Orr takes off, and the pitch is low, and it's another walk. So Ruiz reaching for the 3rd time against Markham First and second with nobody out in the 6th.
And all of a sudden, activity down in that Brewers bullpen. Cameron Lowe starting to toss. Markham's pitch count at 93. Nobody out in the 6th inning. But you're right. This is the part of the order that you have to control if you have any hope of beating Philadelphia. Markham's had a tough time. 7 through 9 or 7 through 8. 6 and 7 hitters have been on 5 times.
Pete Orr with 2 hits. Ruiz with a hit and 2 walks. Here's the key hitter for Markham in this inning. Got the pitcher Halladay coming up next. There's a way out, but Markham must retire Valdez. Valdez has hit 2 balls on the ground in his first 2 at-bats. Markham would love another one of those. Broken bat on the ground. Chance for 2. Betancourt to the bag. Goes to first in time. Best case scenario for Sean Markham. A double play to turn 2 with Halladay coming up.
Yeah, good pitch, a cut fastball, and Valdez tried to pull it. Broke his bat, and you can't ask for an easier double play for Betancourt second. There it is. You see the ball, move just at the last minute. Had Valdez on the end of the bat, and an easy double play. Now you get Halladay, and you get out of this mess with no runs on the board.
The Brewers will have Morgan, Braun, and Fielder coming up in the bottom of the 6th. Halladay does have 7 hits this year, and he's driven in 3 runs. And a ground ball to short. Betancourt winds it up. Got him. Inning over. So Markham pulls out of it. 2 on, nobody out. Gets to it with no runs. Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Airtran, go, there's nothing stopping you. And by the Miller Lite Vortex bottle, taste greatness. It's not quite a full moon, but it has affected things here at Miller Park as Pete Orr, the Philadelphia Phillies second baseman, almost a Randall Simon moment here on accident. Look at him. He has nowhere to go. Oh, my goodness. And the hot dog able to hang in there. I mean, the horror that Mr. Orr, look at the reaction by Pete Orr.
That is awesome.
Where do you go?
He did a nice job, though. Pete Orr and all of the Clemens sausages doing a nice job avoiding disaster right there. That could have been a mess.
That was like a running back kind of move, in the dummy drill.
Yeah.
Not calling the sausages dummies, but you get the idea.
Right. I got you.
Not much of a seam there to work with.
No. Well done.
And everybody stayed on their feet. There's sellout crowd waving the towels. Hoping to get their offense in gear against Roy Halladay. Nigel Morgan will lead off. These are the Tony Plush towels. And Morgan, who has swung at the first pitch in both of his at-bats, takes one for a ball.
I got one of these towels. They're kind of funky.
It's the graffiti look, Brock.
I mean, yeah, you have to really concentrate to really determine what it's saying. I guess that's the idea, right?
It's not meant for old eyes.
That's what I have.
I like the graffiti look. Reminds me of Beat Street.
There you go.
Let me get my arm out of the way. See? Tony Plush. It's a rally towel. Almost hit him. 2 balls and a strike to count on Morgan. Nigel Morgan has gone through a little bit of a change here. He has gone from Tony Plush to, as he put it, Tony Hush the last 2 days.
Tony Hush? Is that
Tony
different
Hush.
than Tony Gumbo?
Tony Hush is not speaking. Valdez makes the play and Morgan is retired.
Yeah, the Brewers welcome in the Rockies next week for a quick 2-game series Tuesday and Wednesday at Miller Park. Tickets are going fast, so call 414-902-4000 and visit Brewers.com for information.
Here comes Braun with 1 away. Well, the burr in the saddle inning right now is the 4th. The Brewers had the bases loaded with 1 out in that inning. Halladay got Betancourt on the first pitch. He bounced into a 6-4, or rather a 6-3 double play, and that ended the threat. In that inning, the Brewers put together a couple of hits and a walk. Halladay hasn't given up a base runner since. And it was Braun who started the 4th with a single, and he's 2 for 2 against Halladay. Has 2 of the 3 Milwaukee hits. Taylor Green has the other one. Braun sitting on 27 homers, 95 driven in. Doesn't get any easier tomorrow. The Brewers will match up against Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee against Randy Wolf tomorrow. Sunday is the finale. Giovanni Gallardo against Vance Worley, who is 11-1 for the Phillies.
Doesn't get much easier, does it? And Brewers had Cliff Lee beat in Philadelphia, except for a 3-run home run that tied the game.
Braun called out on strikes.
And a cut fastball from Roy Halladay, and a good one. Check out the location, and Carlos Ruiz doesn't even have to move the glove. Good pitch.
Now with that strikeout, number 5 on the game, Halladay with 200 strikeouts for the season. It's the 5th time in his career he has at least 200 Ks.
And 4th year in a row.
Halladay did it in 03. That was his Cy Young Award year, his first Cy Young Award. He was 22-7 that year with the Blue Jays. Led the league in innings pitched, complete games, won a National League Cy Young Award last year.
He's got 16 wins right now. How many more starts does he have? He have 3 starts left.
They figure, well, the Phillies have 22 games left after tonight.
They have double headers, though. 2 of them, right?
Yeah, 2 double headers remaining. They don't have any more off days the rest of the season. I guess it all depends. Charlie Manuel is going to use him every 5th day. I figured he would have, what, 4 starts left?
Got a chance to get to 20 again, 20 wins.
Fielder down on strikes. The big man is in a slump right now. 1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the 7th.
All the scoring came in the first inning, and it came off Ryan Howard's bat. A 3-run home run is all the scoring so far in this game, and that's all Roy Halladay has needed so far through 6 innings. He's only surrendered 3 hits, a season high, where he tied a season high 2 walks, and he has 6 strikeouts as he has shut down the Brewers so far through 6 innings. It's a 3-0 Phillies lead in the top of the 7th, B.A.
All right, thanks, Telly. As we go to the Philly half of the 7th inning. Would you read to my class? Hey, I would do that. I do that all the time. My daughter scored. Had a nice sign, Rock. Welcome back, by the way. Had a nice sign. The kid had a sign. I know you're wondering what just happened there.
Yeah, I was.
He had a sign.
We had one of the bosses in the booth. I
Said,
mean, you know.
Yeah, that's right. That's appropriate.
One of us had to pay attention to him.
Said, "B.A., would you read it to my class?"
Okay.
So I think you and I should both go up there and read to their class.
Absolutely. Right after Gold Day.
Just write a letter. It's Tyler Barnes. We're in. I mean, even the bosses will be understanding if you blow them off to call the baseball game.
I don't know. I'm not taking any chances.
Sean Markham facing Shane Victorino to start the 7th. How come the boss is always bringing you gifts?
Now you got one in there. It's just a little bit too small to see. Look in there real close.
More gold showing up.
We have got more gold stuff to wear tomorrow. What are we going to wear? We got T-shirts. We got golf shirts.
I don't know. The ground ball to second. Taylor Green, speaking of colors, makes a play for the out. 1 gone. Now the Brewers' Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder, 2 of the top 5 contenders for the National League MVP award. Tyler Lockman sizes up the field on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Going to be a good race this year. You wonder, and you hope not, but you wonder if Braun and Fielder are going to take votes away from each other, which happens a lot. It happened a couple of seasons ago with Adam Wainwright and Chris Carpenter. Both had great years. I thought both were deserving of a Cy Young award. It ended up being Tim Lincecum who won the award. Not a day goes by that we don't get asked of who our pick would be, Braun or Fielder, for MVP.
It's a pick 'em right now. We'll see how the rest of the season goes.
Polanco, big swing and a miss.
I'll tell you what, Sean Markham has really come back strong. 3 runs in the first inning and has not given up much since. So a good rebound after that rough first. You hope that's not going to be all it takes to beat him.
On the ground, that's a fair ball just inside the bag. And that is headed to the corner. Extra bases for Placido Polanco. That's a double with 1 away. And now the Phillies going to bring up their big lumber with a man in scoring position and 1 out.
Yeah, tried to sneak a fastball in on his hands on a 1-2 pitch, but just didn't get it in there enough. 86 miles an hour. Check it out. Lucroy setting up inside, and he got it there. It was not a bad pitch, but it looked like Polanco looking for it in there and hits the chalk line. A good hitter hitting a good pitch.
Polanco's first hit of the night against Markham. The Phillies have 8 hits now. 5 of them came in the first inning. And now the dangerous Hunter Pence. On the ground, a hot one right at McGee. And he makes the play for the out. Outstanding play by Casey McGee. That was blistered off the bat of Pence.
Yeah, very fortunate that it was right at him. If that was a little bit either way, that might be in the left field. Well, check out Casey. Good soft hands. Watch the glove. It's down. He brings it up. That's how you play a hop. You bring that. You start with the glove down on the ground, and then you bring it up. Your natural reaction is to come up, not down. And Casey doing a nice job. That sounds like an instructional, doesn't it?
Nice soft hands. That's a great point. He was relaxed at the point of impact.
Get yourself in a good athletic position when the ball's in the hitting zone, and then react from there.
It's good play by McGee. And now Ryan Howard with 2 away. Brewers are going to go ahead and walk Howard here. This is not something that Renicky does a lot of. But with the kind of threat that Howard is and the kind of success he's had against Markham, this is the only play that Renicky has available. Howard, this will be his 16th intentional walk. He's behind Fielder, who has 27, and Matt Kemp. So not walking Howard as much as I thought this year.
And you're right, this is not something that Renicky likes to do a whole lot of, but you know, you've got a left-hander on deck and Ibanez, and not near as much power, although he does have 18. But the last guy you want to have extend the lead for Philadelphia is Ryan Howard up at the plate. Put him on and set up a force.
And Lucroy will discuss it with Markham. Got Raul Ibanez coming up.
Only the 15th intentional walk issued by Ron Renicky, the fewest in the National League.
Just at first glance, too, off the top of my head, I'd say most of those, at least half of those, you figure, are to the 8th place hitter with a pitcher coming up in a scenario.
A lot of times, yeah. He doesn't like to do it with the middle of the order coming up, and particularly doesn't like to do it 2nd and 3rd where a pitcher is forced to throw strikes.
So here is Ibanez. 2 on, 2 out, and Markham misses away.
When you talk about the Brewers pitching staff and how few walks they allow, that has something to do with it. You know, you don't issue intentional walks, that'll keep your walk totals down. You take the Padres, they lead the National League. They've issued 64 intentional walks. I mean, that's the difference between maybe being 8th in the league in walks and 1st. That's a lot of walks.
Well, and what's really interesting about that is a ball club run by Bud Black, who came through the Mike Scioscia Angels managerial tree. 2 different philosophies, though, as Markham gets one in there for a strike. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. And Renicky's explanation about the intentional walk, and he stands firm on it, that he doesn't like the pitcher to have to deal with more base runners than necessary. He's trusting his pitchers to get out of innings, and he said the statistics show, at least the stats that he's kept, the percentages show that those runs score more often than you get the double play or you get out of an inning like that. So he's, in his mind, playing the percentages. 2-1 to Ibanez. And a ground ball. That's a base hit. And this will bring another run home. That's a big one. Ibanez singles and an RBI. And it's 4-0 Philadelphia.
Hey, you got to play the percentages. You walk Ryan Howard to bring up the guy that you think you might have an easier chance of getting out. But you got to make the pitches. Good changeup, just missed off the corner. You know, you see Markham trying to keep the ball down, keeping the ball away from the middle of the plate. And on the 2-1 pitch, Ibanez doesn't hit it hard, but puts it in a pretty good spot out of the reach of Betancourt, and a 2-out single and an RBI. Another 2-out run for Philadelphia.
4-0 Phillies. Markham is out. Renicky goes to the bullpen. We'll take a break. lead after Ryan Howard hit a 3-run homer in the first. Ibanez an RBI single with 2 outs. And now Halladay staked a 4-run lead as we play in the top of the 7th. There are 2 outs, and Ron Renicky goes to the bullpen. It's going to be Takashi Saito to try to get through the 7th inning.
Yeah, real good numbers. Last pitched on Sunday at Houston, so it's been a while for Saito. An inning and struck out a couple of batters since coming off the disabled list. He's 4-0 with a 140 earned run average. Good numbers for Saito, and hopefully he's going to be able to get the Brewers out of this inning.
Cardinals and the Braves going to the bottom of the 6th now. Atlanta with a 2-1 lead. Atlanta scored 2 in the first, and they've made it hold up at this point. So Saito here in the 7th inning. The batter will be Pete Orr. No doubt rattled by his harrowing experience against the Racing Sausages a moment ago. 2 on with 2 away. And Saito deals him a strike. Markham 6 2/3 innings, 9 hits allowed. At this point, 4 runs, all of them earned. There's a shot back up the middle, base hit. Morgan coming in. They'll hold Howard. And a good throw in from Niger. I mentioned that Howard's not running well. Phillies don't even take a chance. So the bases are loaded for Philadelphia with Carlos Ruiz coming up.
There's that 2 outs, 2 out rallies for the Philadelphia Phillies. Now you read about it in the notes, and everybody talks about all the runs that they score with 2 outs and how good they are with runners in scoring position. And the first 2 games of this series, they show you why. A good approach at the plate. Pete Orr lines that one into center field for his 3rd hit.
Phillies have scored 11 runs in the series, and 7 of them with 2 outs in an inning. Or rather 8 of them, I should say. 8 of the 11. Howard at 3rd. He reached on an intentional walk. Ibanez at 2nd, and Pete Orr at 1st. Ibanez and Orr with base hits. Ruiz has had a perfect night at the plate. He extended his hitting streak to 7 games with a single in the first. He has walked twice. Been on all 3 times.
I think the first time he's been ahead in the count in this game. Last 2 times up, he walked and he was behind in the count 0-2 and 1-2.
And another base hit. Howard will score. Ibanez will be held. 4 straight base runners. 3 consecutive hits. Ruiz drives in another run. It's 5-0 Philadelphia.
And a good approach by Ruiz. It looked like a slider on a 2-1 pitch. Guy never swings at a bad pitch, it seems like. The slider, not a bad one either. It was down. It might have had a little bit of the play, but still a pretty good approach by Ruiz, and bangs it into center.
Phillies making it look easy. 4 hits in the inning. And here is Valdez. He had a big cut and a ball and a strike. Been 5 days since Saito has been on the mound.
And he pitched well. That was Sunday at Houston. And the slider is his best pitch. He's got 2 different sliders. One more like a curveball. That was a slider that Ruiz hit into center field.
Count evens at 2-2 on Valdez. Valdez has been up in some big spots in this game. He grounded out with 2 on in the first inning. Grounded out with the bases loaded in the third inning, and then bounced into a double play with 2 on and nobody out in the sixth. Three and 2. Saito in a full count. The runners go, and Valdez fouls it off. I was looking at the Braves Cardinals game. Atlanta got a great start from Randall Delgado tonight. Everybody's talking about the Braves rotation, and they're banged up. They've got Jair Jurgens out with a knee injury. Tommy Hanson has a shoulder injury. But they have a couple of horses in their minor league system that they're calling on, with Teheran and Delgado was good tonight.
Yeah, 5 innings and 1 run against the Cardinals.
A strikeout. Saito strands the bases loaded, but the Phillies get 2 with 2 outs, and it's 5-0 Philadelphia.
Brewers faced him. He gave up a season-high 6 runs, 10 hits. That was in the first month of the season. This is the last month of the season. He's been pretty good in between.
Well, he certainly has. The thing that Holiday did in his first month against the Brewers, made a few mistakes. Everything was upstairs, and he wasn't real crisp with all his pitches. Tonight, I mean, he's right on. He's moving the ball in and out. Has a good fastball cutter, a curveball, and changeup. But he's getting ground ball outs. He's very, very crisp.
Well, he's back out there against the Brewers, and they're down 5-0. Dave, we now have Brewers Live postgame on the way after the ball game, Brian.
All right, Craig, Davey, thank you. As Casey McGee starts it, and the Brewers have quite a mountain to climb here, down 5-0 against Halladay. McGee, Green, and Betancourt due up as Casey rips one to right. Pence cannot get it. It's over his head. It goes to the wall, and Casey McGee is in with a leadoff double. And they have something to cheer about at Miller Park.
One of the best hit baseball of the night for Milwaukee. Casey able to center on that one. After throwing a curveball that Casey swung and missed. Yeah, Halladay making a mistake with a fastball. I haven't seen too many of those. A fastball that leaked right over the heart of the plate. That two-seamer supposed to be away, and Casey hits it hard over the head of Pence. He didn't take a very good route to that baseball.
Here is Taylor Green, and he takes a strike from Halladay.
Pence was a bit surprised at how hard this ball was hit. He goes across. He should have gone. He angled back toward the outfield, toward the wall.
Bouncing ball to second, or makes a play, and Green is retired. McGee advances to third on the play. So one away, and the Brewers need to come up with a string of hits, which is no easy task against Halladay. Doesn't give up many hits. So far tonight, the Brewers have just 4.
And Halladay only with 84 pitches. With an out in the 7th inning. Brewers would like to get into somebody's pen. Last couple of nights have not been able to get the starter out.
Carpenter went the distance on Wednesday. Last night, Cole Hamels a finisher. They haven't seen a reliever since Tuesday in St. Louis. To center field, Victorino is back. This will be deep enough to score McGee, I think, as McGee comes in to score. I'm not sure he touched the plate. There's no safe call. There's still no safe call here, and
he's safe now.
He's safe now. You're right.
Yeah, once he sweeps off the plate, but I agree. I don't think he touched home plate.
Angel Hernandez never called him safe. That'll be a run for the Brewers.
Well, check it out. Does Casey step on home plate? Did he drag his foot along the edge of the plate? I'm not sure. You know, Angel Hernandez, watch the home plate umpire. Never calls him safe. Never gets a safe call. He's waiting for Ruiz to tag him out. It's a run now, though.
Yeah, if Ruiz just motions toward him and tags him out, or makes an attempt to tag him out once he's in the dugout, it's an out.
I tell you, Carlos Ruiz does that a lot, and he really puts himself very vulnerable in front of home plate. Now, Casey McGee, wanted to lay his shoulder in there and knock him out. I mean, he could have. I mean, he could have taken him out right there. I mean, he's literally standing right in front of home plate asking for it. Casey tries to get out of his way, not touch him, and missed home plate.
Well, the Brewers finally score on a sac fly from Betancourt. I've never seen a player end up in the dugout, but I guess as long as Ruiz makes an attempt, if he turns toward McGee and McGee continues on the dugout, he becomes out at that point.
He's an out, yeah.
Once he steps in the dugout.
You don't have to run into the dugout and tag him out.
You don't have to chase him down.
No, you don't.
But since Ruiz made no attempt at it.
Well, the good thing that Casey did, he didn't make any effort to go back. I mean, that's the thing you want to do. You want to have that assumption. Now, again, he may have scraped his toe on the plate, and I would imagine perhaps that he did if he didn't really make an attempt to go back.
But in Angel Hernandez's eyes, he didn't, because he made no call.
No safe, at all. No safe, no out. You're right. And that's a very vulnerable spot that Ruiz puts himself in. Standing right literally in front of home plate, just begging to get hit.
Full count, 2 outs. Lucroy strikes out, and the inning is over. So the Brewers get a run. Sort of. It counts. Put it on the board.
Day for baseball here in Milwaukee. Time now for tomorrow's game day forecast for the Brewers. Outside of Miller Park, some clouds overhead. Overall, a pleasant day. By first pitch, temperatures at around 70 degrees.
Thank you, Jeanette. And it'll be game 3 of the series tomorrow. The Brewers will match up against Cliff Lee. We're on WMLW. We're going gold tomorrow. Make sure you wear your gold gear if you're coming out to Miller Park. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. 2 more with the Phillies after tonight, and then the Rockies come in Tuesday for a 2-game series. That'll do. That's gold enough. A lot of interpretations of gold.
Wear your gold gear even if you're not at the ballpark. Why not?
We'll have our gold gear on.
We've got plenty to choose from up here.
Here is Francisco Rodriguez pitching in a 5-1 Philadelphia lead. And Roy Halladay will lead off. It's the 3rd time tonight Halladay has led off, his 4th at bat of the ball game.
Another guy out of the bullpen that hasn't pitched since Sunday. Sunday against the Astros. Has not allowed a run in his last 6 appearances. Been a while for John Axford. You wonder if Axe is going to get an inning tonight. He hasn't pitched since Monday. It's a long time to keep your closer down in the bullpen.
Yeah, the Brewers are in a bit of a slide right now. They've lost 3 in a row. They've lost 6 out of 10. And there hasn't been much of a need for the back end of that bullpen. Axford picked up a save on Monday against the Cardinals. Randy Wolf went 8 innings that day. Axford finished it off, his 41st save of the year. And the Brewers building up a big lead in the National League Central, and you didn't figure they were going to stay on the kind of pace they were through the month of August. In the month of September.
Not many teams have ever done that.
So you build a big lead to give yourself a little cushion to go on a slide. This is a cyclical game. It happens. It's like the Diamondbacks, you know, they won 9 in a row.
Right.
Prior to that, they had lost 6 straight before they went on the 9 consecutive wins.
It's a long season. You're going to go through good stretches and bad stretches, and the Brewers played so well, gave themselves a bit of a pad facing some pretty good pitching.
Fielder dives. He's got it. Throw to K-Rod in time. Well done, Prince Fielder. Second out of the inning. Nice play by the Brewer first baseman.
Usually see Prince getting dirty out there in the infield. Angles back nicely on this 2-hopper off the bat of Victorino. There you go. He smothers it and able to keep it close. And a good throw over to K-Rod for the out. There's 1 hop, 2.
And K-Rod on his way. Right there for him. Nicely done. 3-1 on the put out. 2 gone in the inning. Polanco takes a strike. Well, the Phillies have been a nemesis team for K-Rod the last couple of years. Since he went from the Angels to the Mets, playing in that National League East. They've seen a lot of him. Braves and Cardinals now in the 7th inning. Going to the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-1 Atlanta. And now the Braves will send out their 3 horses in the bullpen to try to finish that one off. It's a tight one, though. A 2-1 ball game. And it's been a 2-1 game in St. Louis since the 1st inning. The Braves got 2 in the 1st. Cardinals answered with 1 in the bottom of the 1st.
A lot of goose eggs in that game, just like tonight until the 7th. Just like tonight at Miller Park, I should say.
1-2 on Polanco. Sometimes I think K-Rod does that on purpose. Just to plant that seed that, you know, he could throw one 50 feet. You never know.
Keep you honest.
Just like every now and then he'll launch one to the screen. Wolf and Gallardo will have the next 2 starts, and they'll be pitching with some pressure the rest of the series. On the ground to second. Green's got it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Francisco Rodriguez. Do the Brewers have a big comeback in them tonight against Roy Halladay? They're down 4. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Big leaguer, magic number.
I was never involved in a magic number. On the other way around, eliminated number, that type of thing. Although we had some good teams with the Angels when I was with the Angels, who won 90 games plus a couple of years, but that was when Oakland was winning 100.
Prior to division play.
Prior to division play, and prior to the wild card. But yeah, I think everybody understands what's going on out there. They know what they have to do, but I think that Ron Rennick has done a good job keeping his team focused, just concentrating on wins and trying to get through this tough stretch.
See the magic numbers that are left. Marcotte pinch hitting here in the 8th inning. Those were the 3 division leaders. Magic numbers are interesting to follow because you don't necessarily need to win to trim the magic number down. For example, if the Phillies win this game and the Braves win in St. Louis, the Phillies and the Brewers still have a magic number of 10 when they go tomorrow. They'll shave 1 off. Somehow, some way, the Brewers need base runners. Milwaukee had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 4th, couldn't score. Finally got a run in the 7th on a sac fly from Betancourt. Halliday's given up just 1 run through the first 7 innings. He has 7 strikeouts and a season high in walks. Grand total of 2. As Katse fouls it off. Just able to stay alive.
It's one thing you can't expect going up there against this Philadelphia pitching staff is to hope to get a lot of walks. They make you hit your way on, just like the Brewers pitching staff for the most part has done all year.
2-2 on Katse. Top of the order coming up next. Katse can reach. The Brewers will send up the top. Hart, Morgan, Braun. Get some base runners. Fielder could hit in this inning. Trying to get Halladay in the stretch again.
talked about the batting average against Halladay to lead off an inning. The Brewers have had 3 base runners to lead off innings tonight. A walk in the 3rd, a single by Braun in the 4th, and a double by Casey last inning. But not much after that.
Another 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Kotze down on strikes. 8th strikeout for Roy Halladay.
That 2-2 pitch, he elevated the fastball. Kotze just couldn't get a piece of it. Up around the letters and right underneath.
One away. Top of the order now, Corey Hart. Halladay was the starter for the National League at the All-Star game. He went 2 scoreless innings in that game. It was Cliff Lee who gave up a run in the All-Star game to the American League, and then it was Fielder who snatched him back with that 3-run homer and gave the National League the win. Lee is up tomorrow against Randy Wolf.
And Lee can swing the bat a little bit. He and Randy Wolf both have stolen bases. Let's see if they're going to run tomorrow.
Charlie Manuel's used Cliff Lee a lot this year, pinch running. Well, got a hitter's count. See if Hart gets something to handle. 3-1. Corey's 0 for 3. And he fouls that one away. Back to the fastball. Halladay pouring in the fastballs now in the late innings.
It makes your job as a manager a lot easier when you don't have to really get anybody up in your bullpen. Last couple of nights. Yeah, go get him, Roy. I'll see you at 10 o'clock.
Hart draws the walk. There's a base runner. That's what the Brewers have been looking for. And now a man on with Morgan coming up. And the towels are out. Phillies probably feel right at home with the rally towels. This has been a common scene at Citizens Bank Park with the white towels during the postseason. But it can present some challenges. You know, if Morgan hits one in the air, outfielders will tell you with the white towels waving in the background.
Yeah, line drives are tough. High hoppers are tough. And just now, Philadelphia has activity in that bullpen. They're only left-hander getting loose.
Brewers need a big hit. 0-2 the count. Morgan pulls one foul. Antonio Bastardo. Tough lefty. The only lefty in Philadelphia's bullpen. He's their 8th inning man. Ryan Matson is the Philly closer. Halladay's pitch count now at 111. Halladay's thrown more fastballs here in the 8th inning, it seems like, than he has all night.
An average of 109 pitches. That's pretty good.
Just off the plate, and it's 2-2 on Nigel Morgan. Now what does Halladay go with? He's thrown him a lot of fastballs. In a 2-2 count, Hart at first. And Morgan rolls over one to second. They'll get the out at second. Morgan reaches on a fielder's choice. So 2 gone. Here comes Braun. Braun at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Has 2 of the 4 Brewer hits, both singles.
Make things interesting if he can connect here. And Brawny broke his bat his first time up. Halladay jammed him inside and then threw him a cut fastball, and Braun able to get the barrel on it and line it into center field.
2 gone in the inning. This is probably Halliday's last hitter as Braun pops it foul and out of play. Figure if Halladay allows Braun to reach, Mastardo would face fielder. Charlie Manuel trying to squeeze one more out of Roy Halladay at 114 pitches. Sean Markham started, went 6 2/3, gave up 5 earned runs. On the hook for the loss. Halladay still in there. Braun's batting average now .331. He's in a race for a batting title with Jose Reyes of the New York Mets. Mets beat the Cubs tonight at Citi Field 5-4. Reyes was in the starting lineup. He was 1 for 4. So Reyes hitting .335. Braun at .331, the top 2 in the league in hitting.
Reyes has to stay healthy the rest of the way and pretty much play consistently throughout to qualify. And spending time on a disabled list hurt him with that bat. We'll see how much difference that makes in that race.
1-2 to Braun inside. Boy, you love these kind of matchups.
Yeah.
Cy Young candidate, MVP candidate. Braun's got 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 3. Halladay struck him out in the 6th inning. And Braun goes down swinging here. The inning is over. Halladay most likely done. 8 strong, gives up just 1 run on 4 hits. To the 9th we go at Miller Park in front of another sellout crowd tonight, over 43,000. And Roy Halladay, for the most part, has kept them quiet. 8 strong from Halladay, just 1 run allowed, a couple of walks and 8 strikeouts. And you wonder if he's going back out for a 9th inning. Cameron Lowe is on to pitch the 9th for Milwaukee. Sean Markham went 6 2/3. Takashi Saito got the final out of the 7th, and now Lowe Another K-Rod for the 8th, and now Lowe for the 9th.
I'd be surprised to see Roy Halladay go out for the 9th inning. I mean, his pitch count's getting up there. A big lead for the Phillies in the East. Yeah, really no sense to send him out there, but he doesn't look like he's going to be ending his night.
You might be scared to go over there and tell him he's out. And there is nobody warming up in the bullpen. Foul ball from Pence.
Non-safe situation. You got Fielder leading off. It might be Bastardo, who's probably ready to go anyway.
Hunter Pence is 1 for 4 tonight. Got a single and a run scored in the first. It was a 3-run home run by Ryan Howard in the first. Phillies added 2 in the 7th. RBIs from Ibanez and Ruiz. Nobody's finished more than Roy Halladay among active pitchers. And that's part of the equation, too.
Well, he's got 7 this year, but his pitch count at 120 with a 4-run lead.
Pence just lays the bat on one. Fielder is there. And the first out of the 9th inning for Cameron Lowe. Don't forget, we're on WMLW tomorrow for Game 3. Back on Fox Sports Wisconsin Sunday afternoon. Vance, Worley, and Gallardo on Sunday. Brewers will have a day off Monday, 2-game series with the Rockies, and then a day off Thursday before they hit the road for the last road trip of the year. Cincinnati and Chicago will wrap up the road schedule. Hard to believe we're down to the final road trip.
Man, it's been a fun year, and it goes fast when that happens, when you've got a team that's winning a lot and a lot of good things happening. Things go quickly.
After tonight, the Brewers will have 16 games left. As Howard swings and misses. So Lowe strikes him out.
Good breaking ball down and in by Cameron Lowe. He's been using that pitch quite a bit. Both right-handers and lefties. It's really been a difference in Lowe. You know, since the acquisition of K-Rod, I think he relaxed a little bit. He felt as though he can mix his pitches a lot more. And because of that, he's been more effective using the curveball, not just the sinker.
Antonio Bastardo is starting to heat it up again. Brewers will have Fielder, McGee, and Green due up in the bottom of the 9th. And going to need to get down to the bottom of that order at some point if they're going to come back tonight. Halladay in line for win number 17 of the year.
Talk about how good this Phillies pitching is. I mean, Charlie Manuel so far in this series has not made a player move. Not a pinch hitter, not a defensive replacement. Actually, he did yesterday. Ross Globe went over to play first, but has not used a pinch hitter yet.
It wasn't exactly a move that he agonized over.
No, well,
with Ross Globe, so I get your point.
Yeah, he put Mayberry out and left. He took Ben Francisco out. Really didn't have to, but he did.
Well, you got to give Charlie Manuel credit. I mean, the Phillies, yes, they have the talent, and Manuel never gets recognized as, you know, a manager of the year candidate for that reason. Same with Terry Francona with the Red Sox. Joe Girardi with the Yankees. But there is something to be said about managing a big payroll, managing superstars, and the kind of success he's had as Ibanez rips one to center right at Morgan. Bottom of the ninth, do the Brewers have one in them? They're down 4. It's 5-1 Philadelphia, and last call for Milwaukee. Now, Roy Halladay on display tonight, and he brought his A game once again. Our Menards player of the game at this point. Interesting that Halladay gives up a season-high 3 walks, but goes 8 innings, just 1 run. He strikes out 9 tonight, and he's in line for win number 17. I think Halladay had some memories of his last start against the Brewers and put it to the crew here tonight for 8 innings.
And a little bit of a payback. The only inning really the Brewers had threatened was the 4th. That bases loaded, and then he got out of it with a double play off the bat of Betancourt, and he was in complete control after that.
Powerball home run leaderboard. The Brewers are going to need a few in this inning. Down 4, and fielder McGee will start it. Antonio Bastardo. He is one of the best left-handers in the National League. Oh, yeah, the Phillies have that, too. As Bastardo will take the ball for the 9th inning in a non-save situation.
It has the best opponent batting average of any reliever in the National League. A 114 opponent batting average and a 166 earned run average.
He is a strikeout machine. 66 Ks in just over 52 innings. Bastardo saved 5 games for the Phillies in that stretch when he was their only option at the closer. Ryan Matson closing games now. Fielder leads off. He'll be followed by McGee. Taylor Green after that. 5-1. The Phillies lead by 4. Braves and Cardinals are in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's 2-1 Atlanta. As Fielder goes to the opposite field, a base hit. Boy, some kind of hitting there by Prince Fielder. Bastardo doesn't give up many hits, period, especially to left-handed hitters.
And a 2-strike pitch, and Prince able to slice it into left. There's a good at-bat for Prince. Tried to elevate the fastball. Prince gets on top of it and gets his base hit. Well, maybe that'll get it going for Prince. Stays right on it.
And a good start here in the 9th. Here is McGee now. Has a hit and a walk, had a double against Halladay. Bastardo pitched 2 days ago against Atlanta. Scoreless inning with a hit. Gave up a walk in that inning. Phillies swept the Braves in a 4-game series. They'll ask if he went. No, he didn't. He's able to check his swing. And it's 2-0 on McGee. Three balls, no strikes.
Yeah, get into that pen. Even the guys that are in the pen that throw well and have had good seasons got to look better than Roy Halladay. Anybody but that guy. Get something going. Give him a finish here.
Phillies really didn't know what they had in Bastardo. Never put these kind of numbers together. He was good, but just, you know, okay in the bullpen last year. And he walks McGee. And here we go, 2 on. Brewers are a base runner away from bringing the tying run to the plate.
And it now is a save situation if you elect to bring in Madsen. Tying run on deck. And there he is.
Madsen on the right, the closer. And here comes Jerry Hairston Jr. off the bench. Now with each day that passes, and once Ricky Weeks was activated, obviously he's not quite ready yet, even though he's on the active roster. Not quite ready to hit just yet. And it'll be Hairston off the bench, and Charlie Manuel is going to make the change. This is what the Brewers needed to chase Halladay. It took them 8 innings. But now they've given themselves a fighting chance here against the Phils. And Charlie Manuel will make the call to the bullpen. Here comes the Philly closer, Ryan Madsen. We'll take a break. We'll set him up when we come back. 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. Fight here in the 9th inning, 2 on to start the inning. A hit by Fielder, a walk from McGee. Bastardo is out. Charlie Manuel brings on his closer, Ryan Madsen, who has a career high in saves. 28 saves this year. He's blown just 2 all season.
Well, he's got a big fastball. He throws in the mid to upper 90s and has a terrific changeup. He'll throw an occasional breaking pitch. Well, Jerry Hairston Jr. was announced as a pinch hitter. And he will go up there and face Madsen. Got the tying run on deck.
Madsen's blown saves this year have come against the Cubs. He gave up a run in 1 inning. And he blew a game against the Washington Nationals. Gave up 6 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. That was back on August 19th. Jerry Hairston Jr. takes a ball. Think about it this way. Madsen has given up 16 earned runs all year. 6 of them came in that one outing against the Nationals.
Right, and that's tough to recover from, especially when you're pitching 1 inning a night.
And his ERA still at 2.79. Did he go? They'll ask. No, he did not. He checked his swing, and it's 2-0 on Hairston.
Yeah, favorable call down there at first base by Todd Tishner. Could have gone either way.
It's all about the black bat, Rock. The black bat.
That's right.
Saves you a strike. 2 on. Nobody out. The 2-0 pitch, and Hairston takes a strike right down the middle.
At 94, he's got decent movement on it. We haven't seen that big changeup yet. That's his best pitch.
There's always a lot of questions about Madsen taking over the closer's role. He had been reluctant to do that, had not had much success until this season. The Phillies do have Brad Lidge back on the active roster, but not in that closer's role that he's familiar with. He's a 6th, 7th inning pitcher at this point. Gotten saves from Contreras this year, and Bastardo and Madsen. 2-2 on Jerry Hairston. Little tapper, going to be a tough play coming in. Polanco, the throw to first in time for the out. A close call at first base, and Hairston does not agree with a call from Todd Tishner. Ron Renicky on his way out.
Man, that one could have gone either way. Well, he saw a bang play go in the favor of the Phillies in yesterday's ball game, costing the Brewers about 3 runs. Check it out. Yeah, I tell you, that could have gone either way. I guess it's hard to argue with that. I mean, slow motion, and hard to tell even with slow motion. Yeah, it might have got him by what, the length of a cleat?
2nd and 3rd now with 1 away. Betancourt at the plate. The Brewers need 1 more base runner to bring the tying run up. Uni in a big spot. He drove in the only Brewers run in the 7th with a sacrifice fly. A base hit could score a couple here. And a line drive to center field. That's going to fall. A base hit. And the Brewers will bring the tying run up. Fielder scores an RBI single by Betancourt. And game on here at Miller Park.
And you wonder what Roy Halladay's thinking about in that clubhouse. And you go back to that close call at first base. There could still be nobody out. Betancourt with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball gets on top of it and lines it hard into center. You go station to station until you become the tying run. Well, big fly here, and they tie it up.
Betancourt has both of the RBIs tonight, 1st and 3rd, with Jonathan Lucroy coming up. Lucroy with 11 home runs this year. Almost hit him.
That wouldn't have been bad either.
Inning started with Bastardo, gave up a hit and a walk. Did not get an out. Third batter face for Ryan Madsen. George Kataris on deck. A home run threat. Ball and a strike. Inside, a changeup has not been a pitch that Matson's been able to throw for a strike in this game so far.
Really doesn't have the feel for it yet, and that's a pitch he needs.
That's his bread and butter.
Yes, sir. Can't get that over. Brewers up there at the plate just sitting fastball.
2-1 to Lucroy. On the ground, foul. Got in on his hands. Still just one out. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lucroy. And a high fly ball left center. That is playable for Ibanez. And here comes Casey McGee, and he'll score the run. So the Brewers put another one on the board. It is now 5-3, but down to their last out. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Lucroy. And it'll be up to George Kataris representing the tying run.
I remember George with that big night down in Houston. He hit for this cycle. I'll tell you, gapper here, maybe even a big fly. And George Kataris is certainly capable. And probably the best home run threat on the Brewers bench.
Rich Doobie, Philadelphia pitching coach, going through a scouting report here, I would imagine, with Kataris coming up. Well, the Brewers are where they want to be. They have a chance. Tying run digs in. Kataris at the top of the order coming up next. And a bouncing ball to second. This will do it. The Phillies win. Matson saves the game. And the Phillies have won the first 2 here at Miller Park. Brewers put up a fight. They scored 2. It's a 5-3 final. And Milwaukee has now lost 4 consecutive games, while the Phillies have won their 5th in a row. Halladay the winner, now 17-5. Much more still to come on this one. Craig Kashawn, what do you have coming up on Brewers Live?
Well, we're going to find out from the Brewers if this 9th inning rally that just fell short, maybe it'll kickstart him for tomorrow. Tough start to the homestand, no doubt. We'll hear from Ron Renicky. Get inside the clubhouse as well when we come back. Also, our on-field instructional, the hot corner.